guys, quickly say, about me. You'll think I look brown. I'm from an Indian background, but why the name Maziano Guedes? So I come from a part in India which was colonized or part of the Portuguese empire called Daman, or in Portuguese, Damão. But I moved to England 25 years ago. So it'll be 25 years ago in 2 days, 18th of Feb. So yeah, so I moved to England. Like Jito said, I'm married. I have three beautiful children. So yeah, and like Jito said, I love my DJ. I love my missionary work. My faith is a big part of my life. I think without my faith, I wouldn't be here. Not even in this property journey, not even even where I am today. So it's a big part of my journey. Jito, next slide, please. Yeah. So how it all started. So I got married, and after getting married, I had a bit of extra cash lying about with me, and I said, what can I do with this extra cash? And so I went and bought a house. Rented it to a friend. So I knew nothing about property, so I was an accidental landlord, like they say. And I wish I'd read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. So Jito just mentioned Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I've got Robert Kiyosaki's picture here, the second picture. So I recommend everyone, even children, to read his book, because the system we're in, they will never teach you that sort of concept. So I was an accidental landlord, knew nothing about property. And then my brother took, I think, the same course where Jito and Mark did the same course with the same person. I think he's, briefly said to me, why don't you look into property, or, further into more details? And that's when it clicked. So I watched a few online videos, free online videos on YouTube and things. And I think at that moment, property really clicked with me. So anything you do in life, I think, guys, it needs to click with you, one. And like Jito said, don't get into something where you don't know. So with any business, I'm not saying property is the best business, but for me, property clicked. And if you don't understand about a business model, how it works, don't get into it, because we're or be prepared to fail, because you're setting yourself to fail without knowledge. So I decided to take a few courses, not the very expensive one, but because I didn't have much fun at the time. So I took the course, and that's when I decided, I can start scaling up my property journey. I think I've put the 4 boxes down to illustrate that we all need to have a dream first, guys. We need to have a purpose. I think without a purpose, we're just, imagine putting a sat nav on Google without a destination. You'll be going all over the place. So I think you need to have a dream. Then you need to convert your dream into a goal. What is your goal? What do you want to achieve? What is your purpose in life? And my biggest purpose in life was to be a missionary, to go out and help people around the world, wherever they are. And we were convinced as a family that we are missionary families. So have a goal. The next thing is to have a plan. How are you going to achieve the plan? How are you going to do it? Because you can't just roll out your bed thinking everything's going to happen. So you need to have a plan. And I think Jito and Mark alluded to it, that you need to have action. Without action, you're never going to achieve anything you set out in life. So when I worked my 9-to-5 job, I was thinking, isn't there more to life than just working 9 to 5? And then you're constantly on this rat race, right? trying to please everyone, trying to do things that maybe you don't like. And that's when I realized that I'm sure there's something more to life. There's something more that we can do. And I think it's funny. Well, if I may quote, there's a quote in the Bible that says, "Seek and you shall find." And I started seeking, and I think God sends you the right people, the right course, the right things in your life once you start seeking properly. And I think that, and then Juto said about the diet thing. So I set out to see what are the 5 most important things in my life. So I said, one of them was my family, one of them was my career, one of them was my wealth, one of them was my health. And so simply the answer was, what if your family is good, but then your health is not good? But what if your health is good and your career is not good? So I think each one of us, we need a balance in everything that we do. And I think, the society we're in, I think that they don't teach us or inform us well enough, so that we are constant with our wealth, with our family, with your health, and those aspects of life, which I think is very important. So from there, you see that's my brother. The first picture, Robert Kiyosaki, is the guy who I think is a great role model for a lot of people. The third one is Simon Zutshi. By the way, guys, I'm not getting paid to mention their names, so don't think that I'm doing anything for them. And then the next one, Napoleon Hill, great books. If you like read, I never used to like reading books, but I think once I started reading their stories, their book, their mindset, I think it all starts with your mindset. If you can't change your mindset, if you can't discipline yourself, I don't think any journey is good enough, or will be easy. And guys, please be warned. There are lots of people now on Facebook and YouTube saying to you, "Oh, property, flashing big cars." For me, I think they're lying or either making it up, because it's a long-term journey. You need to know the right people, the right team. You're not going to become a millionaire overnight. It's hard work, but you just need to put your heart into it. So this is my journey, and not necessarily whoever thinks they can get rich overnight or wealthy overnight. Jito, next slide, please. Yeah, so this is some of my project. So the mistakes I did as a amateur landlord, the first 2 projects I didn't take any pictures. So that was a big mistake, and now I can't go in to take pictures because they're all tenanted. So this is one of my project. Well, this is actually my house where I live in. So this is, I love design. I love even the palette you can see on the wall is all done by me, by myself, and my wife helped me. So she'll be listening on YouTube, I think. So well done, Joe. So yeah, I love designing. I like to convert things. Actually, by profession, I studied engineering, so I think I've got the engineering mindset as well. But yeah, I love, like I said, property needs to click into. So property clicked, and yeah, I got into designing things and making things look nice. So this property, as you can see, was very simple, plain, basic. With the skills and knowledge you learn, I was able to buy this property in a booming market. If you know, Leicester is quite an expensive place to live in. I got this property for, I think, minus £20,000. So I saved £20,000 on the profit. I turned around the whole project within 6 weeks. I just managed the project and got the guys. So this is, it took me 6 weeks, and we completely moved in 6 weeks. Jito, if you take us to the next slide, please. This is another property I took in. Yeah, similarly, it's not a very expensive project yet, but This property I managed to turn over in 2 weeks' time with the right people. I just project managed it, and our main focus. So I've not been to many rental properties, but around in Leicester, some of the quality of the rental properties are disgraceful. And my motto in life was, how can I provide rental properties to other where I wouldn't live in? So my motto is simple: to have elegant, ethical, and quality living. So it's no point providing, these are people we're dealing with, people with emotions. So I want to provide the best quality living for people. And that's what I do. I try to stay on top of things. If anything breaks, I try to fix it. So this is my motto. And I think, the pictures speak volumes, and all my tenants are happy. They never have any complaints. So you look after them, they look after you. The next slide, please. Yeah. So how Oasis Dwellings started. And I've put at the bottom of the slide, never make any decision when you're emotional. So it was at work that I experienced a bit of a rift at work with one of the managers. And I came home really angry. And I said, how long am I going to go on for with this kind of situation? So I came home, paid an extortionate amount for a course, and then it never took off. So Oasis Dwellings were, I think in June, I started the company, but it never took off. And I said, you know what, I'll carry on doing my buy-to-lets, the way I was doing with my other projects. And I think that's when God came in. I think, very important when Chito said, God introduced you to the right people at the right time. And that's when it came in. And that's when I started speaking to Jito through Bijoy, who's the director of Eddie Properties. And that's how we collaborated and said, let's do it together. Why don't we start projects on a bigger scale? I think I'm personally ready to move on a bigger scale. And my biggest learning from this property journey is, guys, or any business that you would like to do, is never make any decision when you're emotional. Your decision should be based on calculated risk. Guys, any business is risky, but I believe, in our property journey, we always make calculated risk. Like Mark was saying, I think we're dealing with big money. Some people will be lending us big money, so we can't just mess around with big money. We need to be liable. We need to have ownership with this money, treat it as if it's our own. So yeah, so never make any decision when you're emotional. So the next slide, please, Jito. Yeah, so as you can see on the picture, why to get involved? I think Mark covered a lot of things on his presentation, is simply to get better returns on your investment. I think the UK just announced 5.5% inflation rate. So guys, the money you have in your bank is losing its value, is losing its purchasing power every single year. It's because they're printing more and more money every year. So we definitely give better returns. And it's not just about the returns, it's about the emotional side. Like I said, we're providing jobs into the economy. We're looking after people, giving people better, good quality housing. So it's all about building the economy. We together are building good economy, to the city, to the country, and then also whoever works with us will be giving better returns. And the good thing about property is it's solid asset. It's not something flying on a paper or something someone's made up something. It's solid asset. So you will be involved with the property. You'll have charge with the property if you invest with us. Yeah, so guys, if you know anyone or anyone listening, if you'd like to know more, please get in touch. And you know, we're all learning. No, and guys, this is another thing. If you think you know it all, you're in the wrong business. Because every single day I wake up, I want to learn more. And the day you think that you know it all, I think that's the end of your road. I'm sorry to say, because technology, everything is moving so fast. We need to be learning every single day. Yeah. So Jito, next slide, please. And this is, you know, if you want to get into touch with us, Facebook, Insta, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And also my email address is oasis.dwellings@gmail.com. So please, you know, follow us. I'll be posting a lot of content, some of the knowledge and skills that I know or I understand, and also the projects that will be kicking off hopefully soon. So that's my presentation, guys. Thank you for listening.